Alrighty folks, so today we're going to take a look at the ProTimer from Competition Electronics. Now I got this from Brownells back in the spring and I wanted to use it for a number of months, a number of range sessions before I decided to put out a bit of a review on it. I opted for the option with the Bluetooth connectivity. I'll talk a little bit more about that here in a second. However, the ProTimer from Competition Electronics has been working pretty well. I've used it for both rifle shooting, pistol shooting, rimfire, suppressed rifle, etc. And it's done pretty good. It's still running on the original battery, so that's a good thing. The battery life seems to be very, very well. This particular shot timer is made here in the US and it's very reasonably priced as well. So why would you want a shot timer? Well, if you're trying to do some training and some reps and you want to kind of keep track of how fast or how slow in my case you are drawing your pistol or raising your rifle to fire from a ready position, the shot timer kind of helps you gauge that. And what I mean by that is, as you do your training and whatnot, you're going to want to try to improve on your speed and your accuracy. So it's not all about speed. So this is just a tool for you guys to kind of, help judge or gauge that speed increase or speed in your training and speed improvements, that is. However, there are other aspects to training and range gear and all that. So this is just another tool in your toolbox, if you will. So let's go ahead and dive into the details on the shot timer itself, and then I'll give you some of my experiences with it and my overall thoughts. So this particular shot timer has the Bluetooth functionality, and it is optional. If you want to save a little bit of cash, you can get the non-Bluetooth version. However, the Bluetooth is kind of handy if you want to download your shot strings and kind of keep track of those in a spreadsheet. You can export those to a document and stuff like that. That's pretty much the main advantage that I found for having the app. Some of the other features, though, it does have a built-in 50 string memory. You can review those shot strings in the on the screen itself. I will say that the text and all that stuff is kind of small on the screen. However, the time for each shot that you take is very large and bold, which is very appreciative from somebody that has some aging eyes. Of course, the ProTimer is it's not small. It's actually rather large. It's about the size of your hand. So if that's something that kind of bothers you, there are some smaller options out there. You can have up to 5 par time settings for multiple beeper alerts. You can also change the sensitivity, and that's something you may have to do depending on if you're shooting suppressed or not. It does also have a headset jack with adjustable volume, so if you need to you plug your timer into your headset, you can do so. It does come with a 2-year warranty, and the battery itself, I've already mentioned, I'm still on the original battery, but it has over 20 hours of operation, so it's just a regular 9-volt battery. Just a quick demo of the app. Once you open up the app, you can connect to the ProTimer. It does take a few moments to connect, but nothing super duper long. And then you can look at all of your various shot strings that are stored on the ProTimer itself. It's going to offload those onto the app, and from there inside the app you can do stuff like export it to a file, kind of a spreadsheet, stuff like that. You can also do stuff like add images to various shot lists. So overall, my experience with the Competition Electronics ProTimer has been very, very positive. It's worked every time that I've needed to. I did have a couple times where I needed to adjust the sensitivity just a tad. I would say that navigating through the menus can be a little bit cumbersome, but once you get used to it, it's not really all that bad. You know, you can set your date and time and stuff like that to kind of keep track of your stuff. It is kind of bulky, so that also is kind of a little bit of a ding. I wish it was a little bit smaller, but I totally understand you know, the need for it to be kind of the size that it is. The app with the Bluetooth functionality, I mean, it's kind of nice to have, but I don't think it's a deal breaker. If I had got the one without the Bluetooth option, I would have been perfectly fine. So that's kind of up to you. Kind of one of those things, better to have it, not need it, than need it, not have it, in my opinion. You know, the warranty on this is 2 years, so that's pretty solid for a piece of electronic gear. If you want to get my take on electronic range gear and warranties, go check out my Axle hearing protection video. So but yeah, I fully expect this. I'm not seeing a lot of people have issues with these, so I think you know, long term this should be, you know, in my range bag for a very, very long time. Of course, there are pouches and stuff like that, but I actually use my Lynx Defense Ear Pro pouch, and it fits nicely in there underneath my Brownell's electronic hearing protection. So anyways, let me know what kind of questions and comments you guys have down below. Do you have any experience with the Competition Electronics ProTimer or any other type of shot timer? I know there's a lot of different ones out there, like the pack timer. That's probably the most popular one I see people have. But yeah, so if you're looking to support the channel, the best way you can do that is to head over to my website, and if you happen to use one of my affiliate links to places like Brownells, the channel does get a percentage from that. So always appreciate it anytime you guys can use one of my affiliate links. And again, I appreciate everybody watching and subscribing. So any questions or comments, put those down below, and I will see y'all in the next video. Y'all take it easy.